Welcome in, guys, to another episode on the MPC podcast. Today we're going to get into all the great stuff happening this weekend again in sports. After a wild card weekend, we got the Divisional Round starting later today. And man, there's a lot of good games. The 4 games are going to be good. Then we're going to listen to some MLB news. And then we're going to get into the Raiders head coaching search and then national championship game on Monday. And what a time in sports right now. But let's get it going. We got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos tomorrow in the first match of the divisional round. After the Broncos waited a week and they got the bye week, now they come home, or they've been at home, and Buffalo comes to travel on the road. Man, this game is interesting because on one end you have a quarterback that's entering his second playoff game, which it didn't go good last year against Buffalo, but now it's a whole different story. And then you got a Buffalo team that, man, on the offensive side, they really got no weapons outside of Josh Allen and James Cook. The defense too, they had to get some takeaways, I believe, to win this game. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but I still got Denver winning this game. I just think Josh Allen doesn't have the reliable receivers he needs to win this game. And then the defense of the Broncos, man, that defense is elite, and they're gonna come to play. Sean Payton's gonna have these guys ready. Sean Payton never lost a game coming off a bye as the 1 seed. So you could take that however you want into this game. But at the end of the day, it's going to be too much for Josh Allen to overcome against the defense. And I think that Broncos offense is going to lean heavy on the run. And then Bo Nix, that opens up his play. And then he does play clutch in the late window in the fourth quarter. So I believe the Broncos will come out of this one. And then we got the night game. Once again, another matchup between the San Francisco 49ers taking on the number 1 seed Seattle Seahawks, man. And I was going back and forth in this game, but I was waiting for all the players to come out today and see who's healthy, see who's going into this game, who's going to play. And at the beginning of the week, I had the Seattle Seahawks, but then I flipped that because, you know what? Trent Williams is going to play in this game. Ricky Pearson's going to play in this game. They didn't play last game. And it's come Sam Darnold. That groin's hurt. I don't know if it's gamesmanship or not, but I don't believe so. His groin's hurt, so he's going to be limited. I don't think it's going to change the offense that much because they're going to lean heavy on the run as they did the last time these teams faced off in the last week. And I just think, that's the way they're going to do it. But if they need Sam Darnold to run or like roll out, use his legs, I've seen it before with quarterbacks. They think they could do it, and then you take off and boom, there it goes, man. That groin's not a comfortable injury to have. And I think on the offensive side for the 49ers, Brock Purdy's going to get it done. He's not going to have the turnovers he did last week. And that Niners defense just going to do just enough for the offense to be able to score points. And I just don't trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs. And I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it. And I'm going to take the 49ers in this one. 20-17, I'll say. Lower scoring game, but they get it done, and somehow, some way, they're in the NFC Championship. But let's move on to Sunday, because the first game, we got the Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots. And after Monday night's performance, it was a toss-up for me, Houston and the Patriots. Patriots, too, didn't really have a good showing against the Chargers. But the key thing for me was Nico Collins' injury. And now we know that he's not going to be playing in this one. And that's just dreadful hurt for the Houston Texans defense. Sam Darnold is hurt for the Seahawks. And now we got Nico Collins hurt for the Texans in this game. That's a huge blow for this team. And I just think C.J. Stroud, the cold weather affected him. And it's going to be another cold one in New England. And that defense of New England, discipline, good coaching. And Drake May, he experienced that playoff game last week, and he's going to take a lot of information in, and he's going to be better in this one. And that Houston defense, they're going to keep him in the game, I believe, so for the long run. But then just that 2 drives that Drake May puts together is going to be enough to get him past Houston. I don't think Stroud's going to play good in this one. He don't have his top weapons. The run game's shaky, and to see if, the only way they could get a chance if that defense creates turnovers, could get a score or something, set them up nice, easy touchdowns for the offense on the plus territory. But I got the New England Patriots taking this one 24-14. And then we got the game everyone's going to want to see this weekend. The Rams traveling to the freezing weather in Chicago, taking on the Bears. Caleb Williams, man, he did it again last week against the Packers. And then Sam I mean, Matthew Stafford did it again against the Panthers. Two quarterbacks that are playing great football right now. Two of the best play callers in the NFL going at it. Is the weather going to be different? I mean, it's going to affect the game? I don't believe so. We got a bunch of guys on the Rams side that are used to playing in this weather from previous teams. Stafford's going to be ready. That finger's going to be ready. Caleb Williams ready. Ben Johnson ready. And we've been having this back and forth going on between Sean McVay and Ben Johnson. But at the end of the day, the best team's going to come out of here. And I got the Rams in this one. They play well in cold weather. The results hasn't been there, but overall, they play well. And I think the slow start of the Bears is going to pop up again. And the Rams going to, take it from there. And they're going to be better against the Bears than they were against Carolina when they took the 2-touchdown lead. This team of the Rams does a great job of not making the same mistakes in back-to-back weeks. So, like, coming off a loss in the regular season, you'll see the adjustments being made. They only lost back-to-back games one time this year. So, I'm going to let them take care of that. The offense can take care of themselves, and that defense is going to step up. The word around is, they've been struggling, which is true, but they want to get back to playing ball. The Rams defense is going to show up, and they're going to make it difficult. And even if this game comes down to the end, I trust Stafford. This defense is not going to mess up like the Packers did, blow a lead like that. So I got the Rams this one. So when we get it all said and done, the NFC Championship, it's going to be Rams against the 49ers. Another great matchup. And then it's going to be Denver against the Patriots like the old days. Those are my predictions in the NFL. And here it goes for the college football national championship game. I believe Indiana, they're just going to roll over Miami. Kurt Cignetti, coach of the year for me. Kurt Cignetti is going to take it to Miami. He's giving his team no confidence whatsoever because the job's not done. They're going to roll in there like they've been doing the last few weeks and the rest of the season. Roll in there, handle business, and I think it's going to be by 2 touchdowns at least. Fernando Mendoza is going to solidify once again because he's been doing it while he's the number 1 overall pick. And this team's going to go down in history as one of the best underdog stories that no one's seen coming this season. I got Fernando Mendoza, Kurt Cignetti, the Hoosiers holding up that national championship on Monday night. And it's going to come to the Raiders after that in a couple months. So let's get that going, and we'll see the Raiders get Mendoza. So that's good. Let's get into MLB now with a shocking to many fans. Kyle Tucker, top free agent this time around. Once again, the Dodgers snag another top free agent. Last night the news came out. He signed a deal with the Dodgers. Did it surprise me? No. Did I expect him to go to the Dodgers? No. Did I expect the Dodgers to be one of the top teams he picks? Yes. It was between them and the Blue Jays. And I thought it was going to be the Blue Jays. But overall, at the end of the day, the Dodgers snag another top prospect. And man, people are mad. They're calling for the MLB to start the salary cap. And, only the salary cap happens NFL, NBA. The MLB is not built like this. Do I agree with all the moves that are being made by the Dodgers? As a Giants fan, I don't like it, but I don't disagree with it. They shouldn't be a salary cap or a salary floor for the MLB, man. We have owners that are top market teams. They could go out and get players, even if it's not as high as valuable as, a Tucker or, in previous years, Ohtani, Mookie Betts got traded for like Freddie Freeman, stuff like that. The pitching side, Blake Snell and everything. I just think they're not offering what the Dodgers are offering. Dodgers owners will go up here and pass every team up. Just like from my point of view, the Giants, they have the money to spend on players. I think they want to do it a different way. They do approach those players, but at the end of the day, they're only going so far. But there's, like, not even Kyle Tucker. We're talking about Bo Bichette. He signed a deal with the Mets. We're talking about him. We're talking about some other top free agent pitchers, Teams could get. Are they willing to spend? Probably not. And unfortunately, this is going to go to a lockout, man. Because the bargaining CPA, the bargaining agreement, ends, I believe, the 1st of this year in December. So December 1st, 2026. And they've been talking about a deal and everything, but both sides, Players Association, the owners, they're not going to agree to a salary cap or anything like that. The owners are going to want it. The players are not, because that's messing with their livelihoods and their money, Instead of getting these type of deals now up here, they're going to be getting these type of deals down here. and it's just not the landscape of baseball. And I believe we're going to see a lockout, and it could be a lengthy one because, man, these two sides are not going to budge. I don't see it unless they throw something in there, maybe less games. I don't know, but it's hard to change America's pastime with the game. You know, the MLB, baseball. It's been here for years. You know, change. I don't even like the changes they've been making, pitch clock and all that. And then the players are not going to like it now, you know. So I believe we're going for a long, lengthy 2027 lockout, unfortunately. And we're gonna keep update on that and see how that goes. Now let's move into my race. Head coaching search has gone well so far. And let me say, man, my top candidate, a guy I want in my building, and even if it's not even head coach, you know, even OC, but I want him as my head coach. Rams pass game coordinator, Nate Shieldhouse. A lot of people are not talking about this, but I wanted him even last year when the Raiders were looking for a head coach. I just think when you come from the Sean McVay tree and the things he does for the Rams offense that goes unnoticed, you know, he draws up the plays. He has say in the schemes that Sean McVay runs. And yes, at the end of the day, Sean McVay does call the plays. But I think, but also Sean McVay let him take over as, you know, coaching in the preseason. I like what I seen. But this is our guy right here. I believe this is the guy that comes in and potentially has that next Sean McVay offense that we're seeing, you know, with his offense coordinators or offensive quarterbacks coach, previous, you know, offensive guys. We got Zach Taylor. We got the Vikings coach. We got even the coach of the year candidate, Liam Cohen, that guy. And then we got a couple more. Can't get it top of my head right now, but Nate Shieldhouse, I want him for the Raiders. But if we can't get him, it has to be Clint Kluviak of the Seattle Seahawks. Clint Kluviak, he's proven to be a good play caller over the last few seasons, you know, with two different teams, where he takes those what the offenses look like, and, you know, offer him what he wants. We got the #1 pick. We got the money to spend. Let him, like our GM said, they're going to pick the coaching staff, and we're going to rock with these guys. But my choice, like I said, Nate Shieldhouse, Tom Brady, Vitek, Davis, get it done. That's the next guru right there. If we don't get him, some other team's going to get him. We're going to be saying, why did we get him? And that's all we'll have for you today. So enjoy these games. Enjoy some time. You know, special times in the sports world right now. God bless. And go do something great. All right. Thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know